I'm James, Executive Chef at Pogie's Catering and Clubhouse in Amherst, and today we're taste testing pickles. We got 4 brands of kosher dill, and we're going to see which one holds up best. This is Chef's Pick. We're at Meijer, and we are taste testing pickles today. Come on. Alright, so we're looking for 4 different kinds of pickles. We're going to do all dill. Start with the Vlasics. Looking for baby dills. There we go. We got some of those. Some of those. Those. And one more. What should I go with? Meijer's didn't do too well on our potato salad video, so I really don't want to try the Meijer pickles. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. Store brand. So there's 2 different kinds of pickles. There's a cold packed pickle and a traditional canned pickle. These are traditional canned pickles. They're canned using a traditional canning method, which involves heating up the pickle. These are shelf stable until you open them. You'll find these somewhere in the middle of your grocery store. Cold packed pickles you'll find maybe in the deli or over by the pre-sliced deli meats. Chances are they're going to be refrigerated. If you'd like to see us do a taste test of cold packed pickles, leave a comment down below. We're rating these pickles today based off 5 different qualities. Those qualities are taste, crunch, acidity, color, and value. Alright, so let's get to the taste test. First, we're going to start off with a classic Vlasic. Alright, so we have 1 pickle and a little bit of pickle juice. We're tasting both. Start with the pickle. Surprisingly good crunch for a traditionally canned pickle. I think those are usually a little softer. But this has some nice snap, a nice crunch to it. Flavor's good. It's a little salty, very acidic. And this is a classic pickle. And pretty much everyone has had at least one Vlasic pickle in their life. So, I'm going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. Vlasic, we'll give a taste 7. It's pretty good. Standard pickle. Crunch, I'm pretty surprised. We're going to go with an 8 on the crunch for the Vlasic. Now, to judge the acidity, that's what the pickle juice is for. The juice, like the pickle, very acidic. We're going to rate that a 9. Color, it's kind of neon green. Not very natural looking, and the juice kind of matches that. So for me, that's kind of a turn off. We're gonna go 4. Now, value, Vlasic pickles, this jar costs $3.99. Label says there's usually 12 servings. A serving is 28 grams. That comes out to 33 cents a serving. That's just about middle of the road from what we saw today. So I'm going to give that a 5. Alright, next we'll try the Mount Olive. I actually made it out to the Mount Olive pickle factory once, down there in North Carolina. I had a whole gift shop full of Mount Olive t-shirts and all the different kinds of pickles they make. It was a pretty fun day. Alright, so get right into it. That's good. Strong dill flavor, a little garlicky. Not quite as much of a snap as the Vlasic, a little bit softer. That's a pretty good pickle. I think we're gonna stay with a 7 on taste for the Mount Olive as well. Crunch, it is a little softer, so we'll go 6 on crunch. Acidity, try a little of the juice. I would say that's perfect acidity. It's not too strong, but you can definitely tell there's vinegar in there. We'll hit that with a 10. Color, not quite as neon green, a little bit more natural looking, especially on the outside of the pickle, which is good. The juice itself is a little bit lighter. I like that. That tells me that there's a good chance that there's not any sort of dyes or artificial colors in there. So color will go 6. And as far as value for the Mount Olive pickles, this jar costs $3.49. Label says there's usually 10 servings. A serving is 28 grams. And that comes out to 35 cents a serving. A little more expensive than the Vlasic, but not very much. Value is going to be a 4. Next pickle, Sucker Punch. It's good. You can tell that they use a little something different in their pickling spice. I don't know, maybe clove, maybe nutmeg, something along that flavor. Allspice possibly. Good crunch, not super crispy, not as crispy as the Vlasic, but a bit more of a crunch than the Mount Olive. They're a garlic dill, but there is that, I said something clove, anise, allspice, nutmeg, something along those lines. I'm not thrilled about that flavor. So for taste for the Sucker Punch, we're gonna go 5. Crunch, a little bit crispier than the Mount Olive, not quite as crispy as the Vlasic. We're gonna give it a 7. Acidity, give the juice a little taste here. The pickle is not very acidic itself. The juice, however, surprisingly acidic. With the Vlasic and the Mount Olive, the flavor of the juice was very similar to the flavor of the pickle. The acidity of the juice was very similar to the acidity of the pickle. With the Sucker Punch, not so much. I'm not picking up as much of that clove in the juice, and it is way more acidic than the pickle, which is kind of strange to me. So we're gonna go an 8 there. Color. Nice green color, kind of about the same color as the Mount Olive, not super neon green. The juice is almost clear, which, like I said about the Mount Olive, that's a good sign to me. That lets me know that there's probably not a lot of artificial colors and junk in here. So I do like that color. We're going to give that a 7. And the value of the Sucker Punch pickle is really where these take a sucker punch. This jar was $6.99. The label says that's about 15 servings, and a serving is 28 grams. That comes down to 48 cents a serving. This is the most expensive pickle we bought today, and I'll have to add all these scores up, but I really don't think it lives up to the price. So for value, we're going to do 3. Alright, Meyer, now's your chance to redeem yourself. You didn't fare too well in the potato salad video. Let's see how you do on pickles. Alright, this is definitely the biggest pickle of the bunch. Flavor's pretty good. Not a ton going on though. Mostly vinegar. A little bit of dill. Don't taste too much garlic. It's not very salty. It's mainly just sour. It's vinegar. It's really basic, but it's good. I like it. Taste on the Meyer pickle, we're gonna go 7. Crunch, it's definitely softer. I'd say it's probably about as crunchy or as crispy as the Mount Olive. Pretty much middle of the road there. So we're gonna go ahead and give that a 6. Now to judge the acidity, try a little bit of the juice. Very neutral, not a lot of acidity going on there. We're gonna give it a 9. Color, I gotta tell you, I do love the color. Dark green skin, very light green inside. That's a good thing. Color of the juice, pretty neon. There's probably some artificial coloring going on in there, but it's not as extreme as it is with the Vlasic. So we're gonna do color on that, a 6. And as far as pricing and value, Meyer pickles come in at $2.19 a jar. Label says there's usually 10 servings, 28 gram serving. That comes out to 22 cents a serving. This is by far the most value-friendly pickle. And with the store brand, that is what you would expect. We're gonna give that a 10. All right, we need to add these up. All right, so we're gonna add these up. Let's see what the final score is, and we'll let you know what pickle wins Chef Pick. Alright, so I did want to point something out here that I noticed after I was tallying up the scores, is that the Meyer pickle and the Vlasic both advertised right on the label. No artificial colors, no synthetic colors. So while I took the very neon color of the juice to mean that that might possibly be in there, apparently I was wrong. I try to not read the labels of these things too much before we taste. I kind of just want to go by what I'm experiencing while I eat them. So you know, I don't want anything that I read on the label to cloud my judgment while I'm doing a taste test. But I did want to give them their fair due and point out that both the Meyer and the Vlasic are dye and synthetic color free. Alright, the results are in. Which pickle won the taste test? We're about to find out. We ranked 4 pickles based on 5 criteria. Those criteria were taste, crunch, acidity, color, and value. I taste tested each pickle, and I even sampled the juice. So, based out of a possible 50 points, this is how everything shook out. Coming in last place, Sucker Punch. Honestly, I was surprised. Pickles that were the most expensive, definitely not the best. Pickles are not a case of where you get what you pay for. I think pickles are something where simpler is almost better. There was just too much going on here. A lot of weird flavors coming through. Pickle, you kind of want dill, vinegar, salt, maybe some garlic. And that's where I like to leave it, especially with kosher dills. I think these guys tried a little too hard. They got a 5 out of 10 on taste, a 7 out of 10 on crunch, an 8 out of 10 on acidity, a 7 out of 10 on color, and a 3 out of 10 on value. What they lost on value, I was hoping they'd make up for elsewhere, but they didn't. Vlasic. Vlasic did pretty good. It's the classic pickle. Everyone's had a Vlasic. They got a 7 out of 10 on taste, an 8 out of 10 on crunch, a 9 out of 10 on acidity, a 4 out of 10 on color, and a 5 out of 10 on value. Mount Olive, you guys know what you're doing. You've been around since 1926. That's 98 years. After that long, I hope I'm as good at doing what I do as you are at making pickles. 7 out of 10 on taste, 6 out of 10 on crunch, 10 out of 10 on acidity, 6 out of 10 on color, and 4 out of 10 on value. This right here has everything I'm looking for from a baby kosher dill pickle. It's going to go on my burger. It's going to have it with my deli sandwich. I might just take the jar onto the couch and eat a few of them with me while I'm watching Netflix tonight. I don't know. Meyer, you redeemed yourself. Far better on pickles than you did on potato salad. Meyer Pickles got a 7 out of 10 on taste, a 6 out of 10 on crunch, a 9 out of 10 on acidity, a 6 out of 10 on color, and where they really came in big, 10 out of 10 on value. It was by far our cheapest jar of pickles, cheapest per serving, and that's really where they came through. It's a pickle, simple's better. And I think they were able to put out a more value conscious product by not adding a bunch of other nonsense to the pickle. If you liked this video, be sure to check out our other Chef's Picks videos in the playlist down below. And as always, like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to ring the little bell.